You are listening to Roots and Rise with Kels and Madi.
Rooted in wisdom, rising together.
Welcome.
Season 2, the messy middle.
It's so appropriate.
We were supposed to film multiple times during the day, during our regular podcasting day.
Mm-hmm.
And this is where we are now.
I mean, if just to paint a picture for you guys, even this morning, us just setting up the podcast equipment is like, the memory is, you just put us in a home at this point. Like that's where we should be just.
It sounds so fun.
Doesn't that sound great? A retirement facility for me, it feels like the answer. Okay.
Yeah, we have collectively between us 6 children and 2 husbands and
how many dogs?
2.
Okay,
right?
Listeners, I haven't given you the update on the dog.
Welcome to the world, Henry.
We have a new dog. His name is Henry, and he is a demon. But I love him. I love him. He's so cute.
So she's also in the messy middle of dog era.
You guys, I was really craving a third baby, and I don't think I can do that. So I decided that I was like, I'm going to just make this baby fever go away by getting a dog. And it answered every question I had. For example, this dog has been living with us now for 4 months or 3 months, I guess. He has pooped in the house no less than like once a day.
Oh.
And he does it by like looking directly at me. He's like, see,
You don't
I own this house. And I'm like, a little demon.
You're like,
dog.
no one's questioning you, Henry. You own it. Stop.
I mean, honestly, at this point, I kicked him out of our bed. You guys.
Oh.
The tick debacle.
Listen, I wake up to this text from Kelsey that's like SOS.
I'm like, help me.
I have a bunch of little black bugs in my bed. And I was like, we were supposed to record the podcast that day.
You were like, don't come to my house.
I was like, and I love you, but I'm not going to be around you today because I don't want the bugs.
But in all fairness, you did walk me through that process.
I did.
I am just going to say, I woke up in a bed of 20 ticks. 20 ticks.
We're grateful they weren't bed bugs.
Oh my gosh.
We're so grateful.
So grateful they weren't bed bugs.
But still.
But now my friend has been sick for a week and a half with a Lyme disease, tick-borne illness.
Yeah.
So I'm literally sitting here being like, this isn't a very appropriate title for season 2 of The Messy Middle, because literally
She was sleeping with ticks.
Sleeping with ticks.
Because of Henry, the pooping dog. She did, though. She sent me this video, and I was like, oh, my. And I did a reverse Google image search, and it led us the right direction. It was like, those are a very specific type of tick.
Shout out to Mosquito Joe's, because they came through right away, and then they bombed our house right away. And we just, I mean, it was what it was, but it was the first day of school for the girls. I can't even, y'all.
Listen, this happened to 2 other people I know, though, with the tick thing. 2 other people. Apparently, they're like little seed ticks, and they get on your animal, and then they'll fall off and multiply, like in your home, like your bedding. And you gotta bomb those things out.
Gotta bomb your house. So anyway,
yeah.
Messy middle.
We're here. So Kelsey
Mm-hmm.
trudges in this morning.
Oh my God, y'all.
I'll share this video.
Yep.
When we launch this episode 1. Her hands are full and she's holding a bag of gift cards that I thought maybe was her. It's a Ziploc bag, a gallon Ziploc bag. I was like, is this your wallet right now? She's like, no, it's my gift cards, but I keep our disc in there because I know I won't lose it. And I'm like, actually, that's smart.
Then I just won't remember it.
I love that for you. A bottle of oat milk creamer for her coffee, which good. Glad
it's
you did
empty because that's all I drink is actually the creamer.
A almost rotten banana, I guess, is breakfast.
You were like, Is that a rotten banana?
Keys with a Labubu keychain that's not attached to the keys.
And then there's like pink
And a rogue
scrunchie.
satin scrunchie.
Yeah. I think in general, everyone needs to remember that like anybody that is portraying themselves to have it together. I walk down the driveway and I'm like, Maddie's up. She's already made coffee. She like set this all up. Like she's killing it this morning. But she has reminded me on multiple occasions that she too was Ziploc bag mom. Ziploc bag mom. How do you say it? Ziploc bag mom. She was her once upon a time. And I also proudly wear the new diagnosis of violently ADHD. So this is
that's
just
a new diagnosis?
well, I got it confirmed via a medical call a week ago because I had like a 4-hour psych eval because I was like, am I like, do I have dementia? Like I couldn't remember stuff.
Right.
And they were like, oh, you have like severe ADHD. Like you have like, they were like, we're surprised you're alive. And I was like, oh, the answers. Hunter was like, isn't it wonderful? Like, it's like, oh my God, this whole time I was an owl and I didn't know it.
I didn't know that you didn't know.
Well, okay. So you remember we had this whole episode about depression, right?
Depressed lemon zest.
And apparently I don't have that. I have severe ADHD that lends itself to like really high anxiety. And when that drops off or when things are normal and I'm not dealing with chaos, apparently that bottom line is extremely hard to process. And so it registers in my brain as depression, but it's not. I'm just a normal human being at that point.
Your baseline is just so elevated.
So apparently, y'all normies, that's a unique place. I'll meet you there at some point. see you
not.
Props not. Props not. Okay, so.
But that lends us to, so our episode 1, we really thought we would talk about how sometimes you feel like, especially in the messy middle of your life, the plan was different. We all kind of have this vision in our heads of, here's what my life is going to look like by this point, which we all know better by now. Like, we're not truly that much in control. But sometimes the plan looks different than what we're sitting in, right?
Well, I have too many examples of this. And I have small examples, but really I'm thinking of like a big one.
Okay.
I'm thinking of, and I mean, this past week was an interesting light shed on, I grew up knowing in my mind and my mother kind of telling me over and over and over again that I was going to be a star. I was going to be a star. I was going to be a star. And that was really the only identifier I had for who I was for my entire life. Mm-hmm. And then, we fast forward to being me, 33, 2 kids and a husband, living in Edmond, and I have like a normal job, and there are things about my life that I think my teenage self would be screaming because she would not understand that I am in fact, I already did the LA thing and the New York thing, and I'm still in some capacity doing that because there's a part of me that sort of feels like it doesn't, that age is really just a number, and that those dreams, if they're real and if they're meant to happen, that God will pull you through to a place that is his will. But at the same time, where I'm at right now is actually extraordinarily joyful and brings me a lot of peace in my heart. But then I had this glimpse on Wednesday where I was singing a song from one of my favorite Broadway shows in front of like 1,000 people. And it was one of those moments in time where it kind of clicked, where I was like, oh, this was a potential path, like this is a life path that you didn't take. And thank God you didn't.
Yeah.
But it also is, there's a lot of bittersweetness.
Yeah, it's a little bit of like it's a loss.
Sure.
You
Sure.
know, it's like a loss of what you thought.
And isn't that something that I feel like I think a lot of people forget that your 20s is actually the time to find out and really to give everything you have to the failure and to the success of the dreams. Because when you're in this place, when you're in your 30s, you can look back and say, yeah, I remember that. Like, I remember I did it. And I remember the successes and how great those felt. But the failures are really what pivoted me, not because I was scared or because of the failure, but because it taught me something. And the failure, I remember one thing, like I was not at my bachelorette party. I did not show up to my own bachelorette party for my wedding because I flew back to LA to test for a TV series. Because it was me and one other girl. And it was like thousands of people auditioned for these roles. And like, it's a it's $1 million life-changing situation. So it's like, yeah, I gave up a massive part of myself to then pursue this piece of me. I have no regrets at all. None.
I think that's beautiful.
But don't you think that like you give it all you have to then know that like I am at utter peace with where I'm at in my life. And thank God, truly.
Yeah. I mean, I think that it's not really a loss of you, it's a change of perspective, right? That's what life is.
That's the song I sang, A Change in Me.
Yes.
From Beauty and the Beast.
Yes. And it was stunning. I got to watch the video.
Love you.
Beautiful. But it really is like we have this, I think that a lot of times we think with our young brain, right? Like our life dreams and our goals and our plans were cultivated by our young brain, which is very black and white. And it's very,
I'm going to win or else.
And it's immature. And because it's just not experience. It's not an experienced brain. And as we grow, we experience and we get different perspectives. And we realize like, oh, being a 30-something mom with a husband isn't boring. Like it's actually quite fulfilling when done in a healthy way. Like it is, there's nothing more important than family.
And I think that you were brought into my life in kind of the exact perfect season, but I think had you been brought into my life any earlier, it wouldn't have registered because I wasn't, for so long, I pushed family aside because the dream was far more important than that. And that doesn't, by the way, people are allowed to choose.
Yes.
That's the thing, is like you're allowed to choose. And at the same time, like we have a good friend, Kelly, who is pursuing her dream, like kind of post family. And she is going to be successful because it's landing at the right time for her.
She chose to be present with her little babies.
Yes.
And now that they're a bit older, she's like, okay, it's my time.
And she's never been hotter.
Oh my gosh, she's never been hotter.
Literally. So like, why would we not take advantage of it?
No. I just love that we can be whoever we want to be when we're deeply rooted in who created us. Right? Like I love that you said, if it's meant to be, it will be. Like God will get us there.
He will every time.
Because I love Oprah. I love Oprah.
Honestly.
And some people really don't.
Okay, but like we'll eventually get into the weeds of people like really buying into some strange rhetoric.
Right. And maybe, but her words of wisdom, I listened to a lot of Oprah during a very formative time in my life.
You can't take away the fact that she's wise.
She's so wise.
She's so wise.
And like, I'm sorry, her adopted mom, Maya Angelou, yes.
I can't, that's crazy.
And they even like, I have a picture of Maya Angelou in my girls' room. They look alike. Like they look like they could be mother-daughter.
And God knows. He just knows.
He knows. Anyway, what I was saying with this is she was telling this story about A Wrinkle in Time and how she got cast for it. And that's when she really learned that when you really love something, you have to let it go. And if it's meant for you, God will bring it back. And I've thought that since then so many times in my life, is like when we hold way too tight to things, we can feel like this isn't right. I'm putting my will on this, not God's will. But when stuff is just like meant to be, you can feel it. Like you can feel it's easy. It's not effortless, but it's easy. And you know, like I am where I'm supposed to be. I'm doing what I'm supposed to be. I'm aligned.
What's an example for you of that?
Well, okay, this is like very small, but even just so Courtney and I made this sweatsuit and we had a deeper purpose behind it and it just fell together. Like it was like found the perfect sweatsuit, ordered, found the perfect thing to say on it, done, took some pictures, like everything just like hit. And we were like, even if we only sell one, like this is very much aligned with who we are. And it was so easy.
That's how you know. Feels like God is carrying. I say this to anybody I mentor, anybody I talk to. If it feels like God is carrying you and you're floating through the process, that is.
Even our
that's
podcast.
Oh my goodness. I mean but really that felt like, it almost felt like how a lazy river in Austin feels.
Yes.
Where you're just being carried and it was just so nice. Like
thing
to
after
watch
thing
it
was like,
happen.
yeah, that worked.
Yeah.
Yeah, that worked. Yeah, we
Yeah.
got a guy for that. Yeah, that worked. And just the support and it is not effortless, but it is life-giving.
Oh, it fuels. I mean, I slept like a baby last night, which I haven't slept like a baby in probably 3 weeks, and woke up this morning with like ample excitement and energy because I knew, regardless of what we talk about, this breathes life into my soul.
Mm-hmm.
But I think I mean, I see this too with like, because I knew of you, and I love this whole like the you being in my wedding photo. I think maybe we've talked about that, but like,
Yeah.
like Maddie literally is standing right next to me in my wedding photo, and we had like not met, like I don't even
Not
know,
officially.
not officially met, but Moved by Maddie happened and was how a lot of people know you, and then breaks occurred, but then for it to come kind of like back, I mean, people are like attacking you with wanting to be a part of this again because you just, when you, what is the term that Hunter uses sometimes? He uses this like moving to the rhythms of God. Like when you move to the rhythms of God instead of to your own rhythms, that is, it happens. It just happens.
I'll tell you something really cool. And this was the biggest God moment ever of my life. And it changed the trajectory of so many things in my life. And that was, I had just created Moved by Madi. So for those of you who aren't familiar with that, it was a workout company I created after my second was born. She was about 3 months old. And I had found that I couldn't make it to a gym. I had 2 little babies. Husband had to get up and go to work in the mornings very early. So I just started making these workouts at home and sharing them, and it really took off. And about a month into that, I had a spontaneous subarachnoid brain hemorrhage, which is blood on the brain. It was just a very fluke deal, a vein burst while I was working out. And I landed in the neuro ICU for 2 weeks. And I had like a newborn and I had a 2-year-old, and I had a really strong experience with God during that time. I really thought, like, the nurse that came in was like, yeah, you've had what did she call it? Not a brain hemorrhage, but a brain aneurysm. And the odds aren't great. And they're going to have to shave your head. You're going to have a coil put in. Like, it was very unprofessional because that's not actually what had to happen. And I laid there and I thought, oh my gosh, like I might never see my kids again. Like this isn't, the brain surgery is not great. And brain aneurysm is not a great diagnosis. So I had really come to terms with like, wow, I might die. And that was a very huge, humbling feeling. Like not everyone gets to have that happen where you go like, okay, like this comes for everybody. And so then when I'm laying in the hospital bed, I'm praying and I'm like, I just want to get out of here. I want to get back to my babies. And I made basically a deal with God, which I do a lot, but but I really try to uphold those. So I asked him, hey, get me out of here, keep me healthy, take me back to my babies. And I promise that whatever I put out into the world will have your name silently written underneath it always. So the angle of my workouts had initially been lose weight, get your baby body back, pre-baby body back, blah, blah, blah. Like stop wearing black, wear colors because you feel comfortable in them, because your body looks great. That was the end of that. It was, how petty and ridiculous is it to only focus on the way your body looks when you've got to get healthy. This is move for more. And so you will never ever see me talk about, oh, we're going to get skinny, we're going to get lean. We're going to feel good. We're going to make lifelong habits. We're going to get healthy. And that's what I truly believe after that. Like God changed the trajectory of what my message was going to be. He was like, no. Hard stop. You're not going to go out and put that into the world. You're going to make people feel better. You're going to make women feel better because they're going to get stronger. They're not going to get smaller. And it really like just
I
staring
just feel
up.
like I'm going to throw up because I'm I'm just so proud.
You're so sweet to me.
Really proud, and I love you, and I'm so grateful you're my best friend.
I love you.
Because honestly, like, you really were brought into people's lives to like make them, like, to change their life.
But I think that we all are. I think if we stop and we listen when we pray, like God whispers like your purpose into you, and like everyone has unique gifts. That's why we're not all alike. That's why we can't judge other people for being different than us, because we all have these gifts, and like the plan might be different, right? The plan in our head, but there was a plan with God all along. Like you might piss off 100 people, but if you change the life of one person for the better, that's so much more powerful.
I just think it's really cool.
Oh,
I can't stop crying.
Yeah.
My period's coming. I'm just gonna call it. No, I feel like I just think that's really cool. Like, and also I feel the terror of the moment of just having to confront that with God. And also I make deals with him all the time, which however you feel about that is your business. But like I make deals with like, I will do everything in my power to ensure that this life counts because I didn't get my parents. And you guys, this is a whole other conversation for a whole other episode. And Maddie and I have talked about it a million times on just like, I miss my parents a lot in this season because there's just this need for help, and need for advice and whatever. And losing them early was painful. But I believe that God can do anything out of, like, he can turn beauty from ashes, right? That's in scripture. But he turned beauty from ashes with your story, and you laying in the ICU, and you're fearing for the future, but then you just are acknowledging that like you're made in his image, you're made with his power, you can do amazing things. In Ephesians 3:20, it says, God can do anything, far more than we can guess or request in our wildest dreams. He does it not by pushing us around, but by working within us, his spirit moving deeply and gently within us. It's my favorite verse in the Bible, because I believe that to my core, that he can truly do anything. And that is just a testimony.
Yeah.
So it's cool. And also it's cool to still see it working through every woman that I see you encounter. They feel fulfilled by being in your presence and by being helped by you.
I think it
awesome.
really is a great way to be an example of show, don't tell with God's love. And I think the best way to reach people, I don't think we're meant to tell people what to do. I think we're just meant to go out and love one another. How were you created to show that love? Because if God is love, that's all we're supposed to do. I don't need to tell you how to live your life. I just want to show you love.
Yeah.
I just want to show you a way that will make you feel your best so you can be a loving mother, a loving friend. Like, my favorite thing is when I get messages from people that are like, oh my gosh, I feel like a new person. I feel like the best parts of me are coming out. Thank you. And I'm like, well, don't thank me. Go say a little prayer, because this is all one invisible string of love. You can't take credit for that. You just have to open your heart and let it come through you. And it's God.
Yeah.
It's a lot simpler, I think, than we all try to make it. We all try to take control over it. You're supposed to do this. We're supposed to do this. It's supposed to look like this. But the messy middle is just a part of like a tangle in the string, I think, right? Where it's just it's almost like we're in the unraveling point. Like we're trying to get the knot out.
Well, that visual is so perfect, because as I walk in here with a rotten banana and, and like a plastic bag full of things, it's like there was a season of my life where everything had its perfect place, but I was deeply, deeply anxious, deeply unsettled. My body was rejecting me. There was a lot that was unhealthy, and it was painful, but everything was perfect in its place. And now, there's poop in the corner of our house, if not every day, every other day. And I've truly never been more at peace. And now I also recognize that when I walk into a space where I'm not at peace, I actually can see why. It's really clear. Like I can see where the caveat, or where the tangle is,
Yes.
and how to, what I need to infuse into that. Most of the time it's prayer, or it's reaching out to somebody that I need to talk to, or it's reconnecting with my husband, or whatever it may be. But I think that the biggest thing is recognizing that the tangle is never a bad thing. It's usually just it's a signal.
It's a signal.
It's a
that
signal.
knot, is it so tight that I'm going to waste a lot of time and energy trying to get it out when it's not my knot to deal with? Or is it something that if I pour what God's given me, my love, into, it will effortlessly kind of grease it up and it will unravel on its own? And I think that is what this episode's about, right? The relinquish of control, and realizing that the perspective change in your life when things have not gone as this plan you've seen is so beautiful, because it means that you've hit the point where you're able to recognize that it truly is a journey. It is not like, oh, I hit this time, done, hit this goal, done. It's that shift in perspective of like, actually, life is about so much more than my goals and my plans and what I perceive to be the perfect life. It's like I've elevated to be able to see that like there can be a disaster on the outside. People can look and be like, well, there's dog poop everywhere. There's, there's
ticks in my bed.
Ticks, the house is a mess, blah, blah, blah. But there's so much joy. And that is what matters. What a beautiful place to be able to get to go, I'm not going to let the comparison of where someone else is. I'm not going to let the comparison of what I thought I should be doing, because I'm so full of joy.
And by the way, that is a practice. That's
oh
not
my gosh, yes.
That's like not something that's going to come naturally at first. But I think that as I listened to you, there was a season in my life where I would have been angry hearing this, because I would have been like, it's easy for you to say, look at your life, right? But like you don't know the struggles of Maddie, and you don't know the struggles of your neighbor. You don't know how they've gotten to this place. And this has been a practice that it starts today. And you can wake up and you can start recognizing the things you can be grateful for. And you guys, anger has been something I've been struggling a lot with postpartum and just this season changing of our lives. And I've had a lot of rage just naturally coming up. And the one way I've started to combat it, obviously you like pray about it, you talk to God about it, but you don't like just pray. You really like talk, really talk to God and tell him exactly how you feel with the curse words inserted, because it's like he can handle it. That's not biblical necessarily, so don't quote me. If one of our pastors is listening, you can come at me later. But I'm like, he can handle what you've got to bring him. And so I'm just saying it's been helping me a lot with getting to a legitimately organic place where Maddie is talking about. That's been worked at. That's been a process to get there. And I am on the journey to finding immense joy in every moment. I think you mentioned this a while back of like, there is every single day could be the best day of your life if you just
I
seek that.
saw this TikTok, and I've been doing it every day. And it is basically the practice of gratitude, which has been shown to change your brain chemistry, right?
Yes.
But it's waking up and going, reasons why this could be the best day ever. And I'm like, okay, let's go. And so just a sunrise, a hot coffee, like everything you find, like, could this be why today's the best day ever? And it does. It like makes me so excited for each day. Like, oh my gosh, what's gonna happen today? And some days you're like, this is not the best day ever. But also that's cool too. Like, what am I learning from it? How am I growing today? Like, just it's such a reminder, like, how cool it is to get to be alive.
I think that that's something, if you take anything from this episode, you take that. Like, remembering that this is a gift, that we're here.
The whole experience.
I understand that life is hard. No one truly, and one day you'll hear the whole, we'll do testimonials at some point, season 4, we'll do testimonials of where we are telling you every little horrible, crazy thing that's ever happened to us. But I need you to know that it's like, that's the takeaway, is to truly just look at your life and be thankful. Because I had to sit down with a friend. This will be the last story I tell, I promise. But like like get off the stage. But
Never.
I had a friend much older, passed away last week. Again, like I work for a church, so like I see a lot of friends who are in this senior years, and I get to kind of spend time with them before their last kind of last moments here on earth. And she was really struggling, really struggling. There was some fear, and it was interesting having such a close relationship to somebody who was in that season of transition, and I could see, there were people that were in the same wing as her that you could tell there was a lot of joy in their life just by looking at their face, and they were in the same exact boat as her.
Mm-hmm.
And she was wrestling. She was really wrestling, and that's normal. That's nothing wrong with that. But you could tell people that were not wrestling versus those who were.
Interesting.
And I was like, I have a new goal.
That's fascinating.
I have a new goal,
like
which
how
is
to be at peace.
How to be at peace in each season, to know that God has got you, and to know that you are held. I mean, you could see it on this one woman's face, and I'll never forget it. But she was just so present. And I brought my daughter Keller with me to visit her, to visit my friend. And everywhere Keller walked, this woman was just so enamored with her and was so sweet. And it was just one of those things where I was like, okay, like I see a new goal. Like I see something else that I have something to look forward to, which is in my older years, there's gonna be joy even then.
Yeah, even in the end. That is the practice of faith.
Yeah.
That is actually what it comes down to, is in the end, you're not going to be filled with feelings of gratitude for all the shiny objects and all the people that you told you're doing it wrong. You're going to be filled with joy because of your relationship with God and love and how you lived your life. And I think that that's where we're meeting in the messy middle, is that in our young brain, we had it all figured out and it was very black and white. And now we're realizing that there's a lot of knots in the cords, and we're having to figure out which ones do we tend to, which ones do we bypass, and how do we get to a place of not non-struggle, but joy amidst it all.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the last thing I want to touch on that you kind of reminded me of is there is nobody who doesn't struggle. Literally, let that sink in. Every single person on the planet has struggles, varying degrees of what we would say are hard struggles, but everyone's hardest struggle is equally hard because you are only able to handle the hardest thing you've ever handled. So even if someone else's struggle doesn't seem as hard as yours, it was just as hard for them. And I think that we have to take that comparison out and just have an open mind and heart and go, everyone struggles. Everyone struggles. Some people do have the unimaginable loss and struggles that require even more tenderness from us. But when we come with an open heart like that, it helps take the comparison away. That makes us feel less than, and it reminds us that we're all connected and we're all here to help each other. And we don't have to be intimidated by each other or jealous, envious, one-uppy. You know, we're in this together, and our whole point of existence is to kind of be that puzzle where we match and fit and grow and become stronger by being who we're supposed to be for each other. Right? Okay, so we love being in the messy middle.
Love it.
Love it because it's a sign of growth. Right?
Because I get you.
And I get you. And we're here in the garage in the morning, and there's a little chill in the air.
Welcome, the Obers.
It's the
It's the Burr months. The Burr months.
This might just be the best day ever.
It is the best day ever because welcome September 1st. Burr number 1.
I just got.
You're so happy. She's going to start crying. It's because she's been romanticizing August the whole month. The whole month. And now it's like we're here.
I'm already watching Christmas Hallmark movies.
As you should. I'm sorry, but I will not skip Halloween. It's my favorite holiday. I'm going to Disney in 11 days to go be with Mickey on Halloween. Yeah, I'm doing it.
Oh my gosh. We're September. It's September. Thank goodness, too, because I freaking hate August. And I say that because
you have two. Don't you have 2 children born in August?
I do. So you can imagine.
I have a child born in August, and it's a journey. The month of August, you guys, I wrecked my car. Tics happened. I had like 14 mental breakdowns. My dog craps in my house. It was a lot.
I'm going to tell you this because next year you're going to forget. You're going to forget about August. This was the first year, and I've had kids now for 10 years, where Andrew came to me and he was like, I want us to host this fantasy draft for my work. And I said, no. We hosted it last year. He was like, I'm sorry, what? Because normally I'm like the hosting queen. I'm like, yeah, sure. That's, I love it. Whatever. He's like, what do you mean no? And I was like, it's August. It's like, and I was like, there's 3 seasons as a mother that you don't add extra stuff to your plate.
I had no idea.
August, May, and December.
I had no idea.
It is.
Not a clue.
Yeah, no, it's so bad. It's
the
so
girl
bad.
starting school, I was like, oh. And I'm a homeroom mom.
No, Kelsey.
You should have said listen, you said don't, and I was like, but I don't have 4 kids, so I should do it to me. No, I have 2 jobs. So
I've been a homeroom mom once. That's a journey for someone else. You.
I'm gonna get judged by the cookies I bring to this event on
delegate it all.
I know.
Delegate it all.
It's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. We love you guys.
Love you.
We're so excited to be back. We have a lot of stuff. I'll read you a couple of the topics before we go. When motherhood surprised us, the night we almost gave up.
Oh, I had that the other night too.
The anger no one talks about, when God feels silent. If God is real, why is life still so hard? Marriage in the survival years, that's going to be a good one. The people who held us up, the car cry, the thing I'm too embarrassed to pray about. There's so much good stuff in this season.
Get ready.
We're trying to get a little more vulnerable, a little more honed in.
I never cry except for early in the morning. So
that's why
you're welcome.
That's why we got some tears.
You're welcome.
All right. We love you guys. Go out there and share some love.
Love you.